So in this video, I have some Attic-Nister combos to show to you guys. Now this is part 3 of a series, so if you haven't seen the 2 previous videos, those are more focused on Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid and the Arrival Cyberse Attic-Nister. If you'd like to see those and haven't seen them before, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. But this video is more focused on kind of Cyberse good stuff, and these are all going to be 1-card combos except for one combo at the end, which does take 3 cards. So all of these combos here can be done with either Achichi or Picari, but do know if you start with Picari, you're not going to be getting back your Quick Play Monster Reborn, as is demonstrated in these combos. Instead, you're going to be getting back When I First Met You, which is a once per turn Rhoda. So all of these early combos do start out the same way. You're going to use Achichi or Picari, get into your field spell, and start generating advantage. One of the important points in the combo, though, is to get into your Splash Mage and use it to bring back your Dark Attic-Nister and sync it with your Wind Attic-Nister in order to get into your Wind Pegasus. This is really important because it lets you bring back your Dark, and that is how you get back your last card in order to trigger your Dark Templar. All of these combos here get to the same point before they start deviating, and that's where you bring back all of your cards with Dark Templar. So rather than repeat the process on every combo, I'm just going to skip straight to that point until we start getting into combos that have a little bit of a different startup. At this point, we have a lot of options. That's because we have 5 total monsters on field, including a Link 3. We also have a Quick Play Monster Reborn that can be used on the opponent's turn, and we have a Wind Pegasus Attic-Nister in our graveyard, which can be used to cause disruptions whenever our opponent tries to destroy our cards. So on this specific combo, what we're going to do is we're going to be ending on a transcode talker that is co-linked to a Firewall Dragon, as well as an IP Masquerena. We're also going to have our Quick Play Monster Reborn, which can be used in order to allow us to full recover when it comes back to our turn by bringing back our Doyon. Now you have a lot of options in terms of what you can make with IP Masquerena. You can even go into Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, but for the purposes of this combo, I'm just going to be going into an Avermax. This isn't a bad option, as it will not be able to be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, and most things won't be able to attack over it. Our next combo here is going to be ending on Dark Templar Attic-Nister, Decode Talker Heat Soul, and IP Masquerena. Now Heat Soul is not available yet in the TCG, and we don't know when we're going to be getting it, but they'll need to print this card eventually, and it blends in perfectly with the Attic-Nister strategy. Being that it's 2300, it lets you search your Achichi off of your When I First Met You, and if we don't get this card, we're pretty much forced to play Fire Phoenix Attic-Nister. So fingers crossed that it comes out in Lightning Overdrive, or relatively soon. Now another good target off of your IP Masquerena is going to be Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. It'll have 2 counters on it, so it'll be able to negate 2 monster effects, which could be crucial depending on what you're playing against. Now our next combo here is kind of a fun one. You can't do this as a 1-card combo if you don't start with Achichi. A Picari's not going to be able to do it, and that's because you're going to need your Quick Play Monster Reborn in order to finish this combo as soon as your opponent's turn starts. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be getting out a triple co-linked Tri-Gate Wizard. It's going to be co-linked to a Firewall Dragon, a Transcode Talker, and a Dark Infant Attic-Nister. This is a really cool combo. Omni-Negates are obviously really powerful, but do note that you don't get that automatic recursion that you do off of the other combos. This combo is going to be ending on Dark Templar Attic-Nister, Decode Talker Heat Soul, and a Avermax. So this is a pretty good board in terms of gaining advantage. You get one kind of pseudo disruption. The Avermax could be a Firewall Dragon as well in order to just bounce your opponent's cards. The big thing here is that you get kind of one disruption and then you get a reborn that will trigger your Dark Templar. So you kind of get 2 reborns at the cost of 1. And then you do also get to abuse the Decode Talker Heat Soul and just kind of keep drawing as long as it stays alive. The final of our pre-step combos here is going to be like a pseudo deep draw card advantage sort of combo. This gives you more card advantage than any of the previous combos. The issue here is it doesn't give you any real interaction with your opponent. I would only ever use this combo if you know your opponent can't OTK you. Otherwise, I would stick to one of the previous combos. This could also be good in a really simplified game state, or if all of the rest of the cards in your hand are traps or hand traps. So our next combo here is going to be demonstrating an interesting concept, which is some people opt not to play Dark Templar. Dark Templar is obviously an amazing card. It generates you a lot of advantage, but it isn't technically needed. And cutting it doesn't just cut it from your extra deck, it also cuts an additional copy of your Link 1, the Dark Infant, which leaves you a little bit more in terms of problem-solving options. Now, your boards aren't going to be as powerful, but you do end on pretty substantial boards for a one-card combo. And this combo right here ends on a Transcode Talker along with a Decode Talker Heat Soul. Obviously, they're co-linked too, so neither one can be targeted, and they both gain 500. You do also get back your Quick Play Monster Born, so you have the option of going off next turn pretty much for free. Now, the final of our combos that I'm going to be demonstrating in this video is a 3-card combo. It's performed using Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, Ignister Island, and either Achichi or Picari. Now, Nightmare Corruptor Ibli is actually my favorite card right now. It's super good, especially in like Code Dockers. But the issue with it in this deck is you need to use your normal summon both on it and either the Achichi or the Picari. Otherwise, you need a field spell in order to special summon out the Achichi or the Picari, meaning you turn your 1-card combos into functionally 3, just for the added benefit of being able to stop your opponent from being able to hand trap you and making your opponent do awkward plays on their turn. Now, that is a benefit that certain players may think is heavily worth it, but it does make the deck a lot less consistent. So that is something that ultimately is going to come down to player preference.